the chat, if I can get in there. All right. Darn. I can't do it. It's a link to the GoFundMe we're doing for Craig. If you guys remember who Craig is, Craig Johnson ran Reviews for You and was one of the first people I met on YouTube. And he's a really big Star Wars fan. He did a lot of stuff with the 501st, and I think probably has, I would say, the most famous Revan costume ever. But I've got a, I gotta grab a soda. I'm sorry, guys. There, I've got a fundraiser for him. So I'm gonna send this out. So bear with me while I get this while I post a link to X here. Okay, and I gotta do Facebook too, okay? Link. So, wow, last couple of days have been interesting. First off, let's quick go over the uploads, please. Days have been interesting. First off, let's quick go over the uploads. Please go watch the uploads. They're killing me in the algorithm, and I think I know why. We've got the continuing issues with the black pill blobs, etc. And they're probably doing a mass attack on my channel. I don't know, but I'm really getting killed in the algorithm. I don't expect big numbers, except for every once in a while I will get stuff in the thousands, but not making even 200 is sort of, Anyway, so let's talk. First off, we got a Sparrow update this weekend, I guess, and he basically said that what Jon Favreau is doing now is, I'm going to explain this to you guys so you understand. Any executives and people at Lucasfilm who have active contracts, they're moving them to Searchlight. Now, if you look at the map, the rather Byzantine-looking map of Disney's companies, you got the Walt Disney Corporation. Then you've got Fox, or 20th Century Studios. Then you've got Searchlight. Searchlight was always part of the 20th Century Fox. Searchlight was the art house, sort of independent thing for, not talking about parks yet, for 20th Century Fox. And when Disney stupidly bought Fox, the dumbest thing that Iger ever did was get in debt for $70 billion for Fox. Why? But that Searchlight came with Fox. And I just banned a faggot, so there you go. Searchlight came with Fox. And what's going on with Lucasfilm is that Rain Roberts is the one I found first. Her name showed up under her profile on LinkedIn saying she was a senior vice president of live production at Searchlight. Okay, she just moved across. but others will follow. There's been another member of Kennedy's team, a guy named Max Taylor, who disappeared off the leadership list. I don't know where he went. He did not update his LinkedIn. So he may be at Searchlight too. He may have gone with her. He may be gone. We just don't know. And he's been, I think, gone for a while, but so far no news, no word of other, at least on the leadership board, from the master list that I've got, at least not a lot of people there aren't any other changes that we can see. They did add Derek Hoffman, who was involved with Mel Gibson's Lethal Weapon 5. They still want to do it, but it doesn't look like the studio wants it. I don't know. I mean, Mel is deep in pre-production for Passion of the Christ, the Resurrection right now. So a lot of his actors are coming back. Jim Caviezel is definitely coming back playing Jesus. So it's going to be great. What else is going on? So yeah, and if the contracts are up and contracts aren't going to be renewed, for some reason Skydance is being mentioned as being the woke life raft in now centrist Hollywood. It's really funny if you watched the Super Bowl. I noticed a lot of the ads were very much not woke. In fact, what's going on with that is I see a lot of Indian racists and black racists are on my channel right now. I really don't give a fuck. I'm not a grandma. I look younger than you do, so fuck off. Okay. Anyway, a lot of the ads were very much message for unity and centrism. Hey, Mike, how you doing? The Harrison Ford Jeep ad was my favorite, of course, but not for the reason you think. The message was great. Okay, and I think a lot of these older actors who are not conservatives are really starting to make it known that the woke idiots running around, the Rachel Ziegler's, etc., need to shut the fuck up. Okay, they're not helping, and right now Hollywood is in a really bad way. It's just in a really, really bad way. So there you go with that. What else is going on? So there's that. I mean, and yeah, I like the Super Bowl. Seeing Taylor Swift get booed was wonderful. I thought it was great. That's exactly what that hubris-filled little bitch deserved. Untalented, overrated, name it. So there's that. But now we've got the Reddit thing, and I'll get to Disney in a little bit. Apparently, no, that boo was at Taylor Swift. They put the camera on her, and the crowd went nuts. Okay, they went. The crowd cheered Donald Trump. The boo came before the game started. Okay, so, okay. Anyway, Reddit, Star Wars Reddit, will not let you post anything about the Karen McCarthy lawsuit. All right, not even a little bit. And it's sort of frustrating, I think, for a lot of us, kind of going along, because this is news that's kind of big for the Star Wars crowd. It has everything to do with Lucasfilm and Star Wars and the Acolyte. Now, what is she accusing Leslie Headland, basically, in Kathleen Kennedy of? Intentional fraud. Apparently, and Cameron had this right, I had this right, and other people had this right. When Headland pitched the acolyte to Karen McCarthy, there were no draft scripts. And she gave McCarthy a much longer running time per show than what Disney does. So basically, Headland just gave her a pitch like if she was pitching a show for Apple or Netflix, okay? Not if she was pitching a show for Disney, all right, which is a different animal. So you're kind of going, yeah, we saw that. We knew, look, Disney had not greenlit the show when Karen McCarthy got the pitch. That's when all this crap started, because I said there is no Acolyte show. Cameron said there is no Acolyte show. Karen McCarthy apparently heard what Cameron was saying, or someone that's connected to her did. The Glazer Wiles attorneys realized there's something to that and did their digging, and through depositions realized our instincts were right. Disney did not greenlight that show at first. Leslie Headland didn't have any scripts, nor did she have the green light. Kennedy just pushed the show and tried to force it into Disney's thing, and they gave her, they gave her, whatever amount of money they had, and then she spent $300 million on it. Where was it? It didn't show up on the screen. I'm sorry, Mary Sue, but the Wookiees costume sucked. Okay, that costume sucked. Every costume sucked. I don't care if it came out of, storage at Lucasfilm in England. It was like Jon Favreau said, this is the worst fan film I've ever seen. And I've seen very little of it. I mean, I grabbed the chant, the witches chant for this channel here so I could mock it, but that's it. I'm not gonna sully my brain with that, what I think is demonic crap. Okay, so we've got that going on, and Reddit doesn't want anything to do with it. Now, we can ask the question. Who's running that Reddit? Now, Cameron asserts it's Disney. And then Stacey Ballard said Disney may not want it to be talked about, to use the lawsuit as leverage to move Kennedy out. Now, that being said, we'll circle back to that if I remember, because I'm scatterbrained. Sidetrack, which is a YouTube video maker, he's a YouTube channel, and does a really good job with leaks, basically repeated with an add-on that Chris Gore repeated, that Cameron's been told, that Kennedy is out in the middle of this quarter. We are now going into the middle of the second quarter. We just had the first quarter's earnings call last week, and it didn't really go very well for Disney. It was mediocre at best, and apparently they lost 700 million, or 700,000, not 700 million, that'd be everybody. They lost 700,000 subscribers, apparently. And it's really interesting that Iger didn't have to say it for it to be in the subtext. And I had to go back and read the transcripts to figure out where they were coming up with that. But in it, look, as much as I love Star Wars theory and despise Nerdrotic and stuff, you guys didn't have anything to do with that. This loss of subscribers, I believe, came from overseas for some reason. I'd have to look at it, but that's where I'm coming from with this. So we'll have to see. But where am I going with this? So Kennedy, apparently, they're saying, is out or leaving quietly with a bare minimum of chatter in the middle of this quarter. It could be the middle of March to when we've got Star Wars Celebration coming up. What is it? I think it's around the beginning of April. Okay, so we'll know then. Okay, we'll know sometime. Sorry, guys. Oh, my nose. I'm actually getting over a cold, so it's been pretty kind of rough the last few days. So let's go back to Reddit. So they're not letting people post about the Karen McCarthy lawsuit. Apparently, Gina Carano, and I copied her statement on her Facebook page that we were going to be hearing more about her lawsuit in the next coming weeks, which kind of fits a timeline of Kennedy scampering off into the woods. Then she deleted it. So probably, and this is my theory, this is what I speculate, her lawyers probably like, please don't put that up there. Don't stop it. Okay. So that's probably where that came from. I'm not quite sure. Excuse me, I gotta do this again. Sorry, guys. The nose is just not wanting to behave. So then we got that lawsuit's probably not allowed to be talked about at all on the Star Wars subreddit or the subreddits that belong to that. It's very interesting to me looking at all this, and Cameron thinks that Disney's the one in control of it. Kyle Olson, who's one of Cameron's subscribers, basically said he did some work. He worked for Reddit, and the Star Wars subreddit is run by a bunch of sequel trilogy woke idiots. And I could see them not wanting Kennedy's legacy to be tarnished by a lawsuit that makes her look stupid and makes her look like a criminal. When you read the criminal complaint, it looks more like it's not a criminal complaint. When you read the amended complaints, it looks so much more to me like they were acting in a criminal manner. And other people are mentioned. Candace Campos, who's a live production person at Lucasfilm in LA, she was the one that was talking and doing the agreement with Karen McCarthy. Simon Emanuel, Kennedy's Stephen Fetchit, producer for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and The Acolyte, he's mentioned. So they're expanding the complaint to bring in people that were involved, which is fair, I think. So you've got that going, and Reddit refuses to acknowledge it's happening. Okay, again, I think Cameron has a point that Disney's trying to control what is being said about the McCarthy lawsuit and the Carano lawsuit because no one's talking about either. Matt Bellamy's not, nobody. And they're not talking about Kennedy, all right? Probably as per Disney's request. There you go. Okay. So we've got that. And now let's talk about DEI. Disney is, or has, by Securities and Exchange Commission documents, killed a couple of DEI programs. One that was the most heinous, and it's the ripple effects of this bullshit are still being felt today, and it came to light in 2022. Reimagine Tomorrow. I did a video on that. I reintroduced LaToya Ravenel to you guys. As per government documents, so the black pills can argue that they're not really getting rid of it. Reimagine Tomorrow is no longer a thing. Okay, why? First off, there are still activist investors involved with Disney. Not that Nelson Peltz is, but he's made it very loud and obnoxious. And Disney's shares are not doing as well as they were. They were down, was it at 108, I think, today? I haven't looked. Maybe somebody in the chat, Mike, maybe you can look and just check and see where their shares are at this point. They've been hearing it from these investors. Get rid, back off of woke, okay? And removing Reimagine Tomorrow is a ginormous step in the right direction. I rewatched those videos to see which one I was gonna post yesterday, and the LaToya Ravenel is the one that I absolutely is the devastating one. That's the one that everybody went, yeah, about 108. Thanks, Mike. It's absolutely devastating because it really it's the one everybody remembers. It really, really is. It is the obnoxiousness of that woman and the absolute lack of self-awareness and what she was puking out everywhere is really quite disturbing, in my opinion. But anyway, so let's go further. We've got that. And what else is going on is that, I think it was a Variety, it was the Variety article talking about Disney killing DEI. Actually, that came to light yesterday on Fox Business. So, yeah, the first people that reported it were Fox Business. And that's where I got my article. Mentioned the fact that DEI initiatives violate the civil rights of people, aka the 14th Amendment, equal protection under the law. Okay, huge Bill of Rights violation. Gina Carano's lawsuit was mentioned. Let's go over that again. Her lawsuit was mentioned. And yes, I do believe it was a civil rights violation by Kathleen Kennedy and her flying monkeys to do what they did to her. Okay, and I also believe that they need to be called to the carpet for that. Okay, you don't, look, while back then I would have said, Gina, don't say anything. Just do your thing. Okay, keep your head down, keep your mouth shut. But again, while my advice, I think, is probably sound business advice, why is Pedro Pascal allowed to call Trump supporters Nazis when she gets fired for asking questions about the poison vaccine? All right, and the lockdowns. I'm literally like, I have a hard time with all of this. I honestly do. Hi, Jacob. Yeah. And her civil rights are violated. Her First Amendment rights were violated, and Jacob is right again. So that was part of it. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, is Disney trying to do a power move by not letting anybody in the press or literally anywhere except for Cameron's Patreon and this channel? Why are they doing this? And is it to try to strong arm Kennedy out? And look, I believe it was me who posted that Leslie Headland was deposed by the by Karen McCarthy's lawyers. We know that Gina's lawsuit went into discovery. So I believe that both her and Kennedy were deposed. Okay, I do believe that. And it's, you can depose somebody over Zoom. Okay, so, and basically depositions are part of discovery. And it's very interesting, kind of when you're looking at all this and realizing the timeline is March is when the Karen McCarthy lawsuit goes to trial, apparently. And we're going to hear more, apparently, about Gina's lawsuit in a few weeks. All right, then she deleted that message from Facebook. I'm sure she's dying to tell us what's going on. With good reason, she has every right to. Be excited. My thing is, let me take a sip here. My thing is, does it feel like everything is coming to a head? We have Screen Rant saying that Celebration this year will be a soft relaunch. Okay, great. Hi, Cross. Well, look, Jacob, you remember that the Lucasfilm lawyers, and I think I know who they are, based on the leadership, are the ones, and the lawyers for Disney, like Dan Petrocelli, actually think they can win these cases. Dan Petrocelli made his name basically carrying out a civil complaint for wrongful death against O.J. Simpson and winning. Okay, if you remember that. So they think they can win. They can't. When you look at Karen McCarthy's, you've read the legal document. I don't see where they have a chance. I don't, unless they come up with some insane explanation for the written agreement, the emails, etc., the signed stuff, unless I can come up with a excuse me, Lord, as long as I can come up with a bizarre explanation for this, they don't have a case. They can't beat what's going on. And wow. And Gina's lawyers are a very prominent law firm from, yes, it is. Actually, no. The Karen McCarthy is in a LA Superior Court, and I think so's Gina's, but I could be wrong. But Gina has a very high-priced, very prominent DC law firm handling her case. And I will caution Star Wars Explained and the rest of that refuse. These guys have won cases in front of the Supreme Court. Okay, these guys are DC lawyers. This is what they do. Okay, they're not, some famous, celebrity lawyer like Dan Petrocelli. They are badasses. Okay, look, I used to drink with people like this in DC when I was working for Army. Okay, they were in and out of our offices all the time. All right, look, as full of corruption as DC is, there's a level of seriousness that I don't think people outside the Beltway understand. There's a reason why Elon hired them for Gina. All right? They are a pack of dire wolves. They are mean, they are nasty, they are completely professional, and they are going to fuck Disney up. Okay? That's what they're going to do. Okay, you don't get to be a member of the team, a partner for a law firm that's very prominent in DC and be some dumbass. Okay, but you just don't. Okay, so I caution the Gina haters. Underestimate these lawyers at your own risk, okay? Because I would not. All right. So there's that. But yeah, so we've got movement going on with Lucasfilm. Let me go back to this. First off, we've got people who have contracts with Disney being moved from Lucasfilm to Searchlight. 20th Century Searchlight Pictures, Disney entity. Rain Roberts is the first name that we've seen. We've got others that their contracts are just ending, and they may end up at Skydance. That is what Sparrow intimated. But I'm going to tell you guys something. I go over to Blue Skies every once in a while, and I get the feeling that people in the story group and hey Terrible, how you doing? I get a feeling that like Matt Martin and Pablo Hidalgo are probably not going to get their current contracts renewed. The High Republic is over. It's dead. And it looks like you're seeing people with nothing to do right now. There's nothing for them to do. The only people I see staying that were part of the story group are Doug Chang, or not Doug Chang, but Leland Chi and James Wah, because they actually love Star Wars. They are not activists, and they do a good job. Okay, but that's it. So there's the bizarre feeling I get from going to Blue Skies and just perusing the asinine, boring conversations that are going on among the Lucasfilm Story Group employees there is baffling to me. It really, really is. So, yeah, I think, I feel like, and I've said this before, and I've been wrong, but I think they hey Brad, how you doing? I think Brad is right. Brad is right. It's just, you're seeing things change. And I don't think a lot of people understand how to take it. Okay, anyway, my voice is going. I'm still not quite over this cold I've got. And I've got work to do around the house. So, you guys have a good afternoon, and I'll be around. Cameron's doing a story about or about the DEI Disney thing, so I'll do a video on that maybe later and upload it tomorrow. But please go and watch the uploads I put up in the last 2 days and share them so other people see them. I'm getting killed in the algorithm and I don't know why. Anyway, this is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.